So in the last video, I left you out on a huge cliffhanger. I was a broke college kid, but I knew I wanted to be in racing. So after going to the Rolex 24 for 4 years in a row, I wanted something a little bit more. I wanted to be on a pit crew, on a professional race team. I wanted to go over the wall during the pit stops and wrench on the car back in the garage. I wanted to do it for the Rolex 24, but I also wanted to do it for the season. So I'm in my interview attire. Last video, I also explained how to get into motorsports with zero money. This is how you do it. My best advice, find a team to work for. We were coming up on the 2011 Rolex 24, and I sat down and I looked at the entry list, and I sent about 40 teams an email basically telling them, hey, I live within an hour and a half of the racetrack. I really want to get involved in racing. I have car experience. I have marketing experience. You know, this is what I'm going to school for. How can I help you? And I got some responses. You see what I did there? I asked racing teams what I could do for them. But in return, they were doing something for me. I was going to be able to work on a professional race team. You see, everything in racing is about relationships. It's who you know, it's who you can pick up the phone and call, and it's who talks to you when you're walking around in the garage area. So I got a call. For the whole season of 2011, I got to work for a factory Chevrolet team, Autohouse Motorsports. That year was absolutely awesome. We won some races and we finished second in the championship. I met Jordan Taylor. He was driving for us. So 2011 was a massive success. I got to work in pro racing. I got to get paid. I got to meet people. I got to get FaceTime with people. People understood who I was. I go back to the racetrack even nowadays, and I still see people that I used to work with. So relationship building is the #1 priority if you want to get into racing and you have zero money. So in 2012, my wonderful experience at Autohouse Motorsports was coming to a close. But this is where relationships go back to. The team manager at Autohouse came to me and said, hey, I'm gonna get you an interview at Brumos because we're no longer gonna run next year. I got the interview at Brumos, I got the job. So now it's 2013 and I'm working for one of the most sought after Porsche race teams in history, Brumos Racing, my hometown race team. So when did I actually start racing? Well, I was still a broke college kid, but at least I had a job and at least I was working in racing. I was having a lot of fun and I was making money. So guess what I did? I went out and bought myself a go-kart. So when I started racing go-karts, I could take my experience from pro racing and go-karts and combine them together. Everything I learned at the racetrack with the pro racing teams, the spares, the tools, the transport, everything coincides with go-karts. I had to learn everything, but I got to learn it with my dad, and that was a really special moment in my racing career. Because when I look back on it, we had no idea what we were doing. We dove into the deep end. Looking back on it now, the foundation that I learned during pro racing and karting prepared me for this. Oh boy, that's gonna be expensive. So in the last video, I told you how I went from being a broke college kid to working in pro racing. And obviously, eventually, I bought this. But here's the truth that nobody tells you about owning a race car. It's a logistical nightmare.